Most of us try to fight anxiety. Fighting keeps it alive. Rest as awareness, feel the body, and watch what actually happens. So stay here with me, because if you do, you can end anxiety and realize true freedom from fear. A while back, nights felt like my nervous system was being electrocuted, buzzing under the skin, heart rate at drum and bass tempo, or even GABA sometimes, stomach dropping at the thought of opening my bank account, or saying the wrong thing that might immediately destroy the relationship. Even if I put an air of confidence out there, inside my body it felt like everything could just explode at any minute. And yeah, I tried the whole list. Breathwork, cold showers, meditation, flotation tanks, therapies, and reckless stuff I just don't recommend, and some of it helped for a while, but no fundamental shift that got to the root of the problem. What finally changed was two simple shifts used together. One, recognizing your true nature, awareness, already fundamentally and existentially safe. And two, completely dropping any resistance to that anxiety by welcoming it. Because if anxiety has been running your life like an insidious virus that pollutes situations with needless nervousness, you're about to see how to stop feeding the spiral without suppressing, without bypassing, without believing yourself to be a limited entity that has to wrestle every thought to the ground. This is no complicated routine, no silly mental tricks, no strange postures, just awareness, being, and dissolving the fear of the fear. So right now, give yourself this minute. Put everything else on pause. You can pick it all up again after, because being and releasing the fear and contraction is the key to everything you want in life. Let's just admit it. We'll go straight to the direct reality, the experience, so you can actually feel the difference and not just hear about it like a cool story, bro, for those who are gifted with sustained attention. The first step is to establish, remember, true safety, not as a belief, but as a direct recognition. Right now, can you very simply ask, am I aware? Or what's aware? Don't try and think of the answer, just be and notice. Notice this being that's here before thought, before concepts, before the story of me. This open, formless being that everything appears as. The witnessing awareness that contains it all. From this, we're not trying to get rid of the sensations or micromanage the thoughts, right? Because you are safe to feel. And this is why. Number one, you are not just the body and the mind. You are this awareness that the body and mind appears within. And number two, anxiety is made of nothing more than thoughts and sensations. And three, thoughts and sensations cannot harm your true nature. This awareness, like the appearances on a screen, cannot harm the screen. So let's explore this together for a moment. Can you actually realize this? Remember it. Simply be and feel, even for a short moment. You can use the pointer question, am I aware, or what's aware, and rest as this simple aware presence, no effort. Or you can use this alternative pointer. There is just simply what's apparently happening. And notice the reality before concepts, ideas, or thinking. Next, simply feel. What's the strongest sensation in the body right now? The chest, the throat, the gut. Just gently scan the body with that feeling sense and notice which part of your body calls your attention the most. 3. Notice perceptually, by looking at your direct experience, that the thoughts and sensations cannot disturb the awareness, this presence, this beingness, your true nature. The formlessness cannot harm the form. They are not two. And so you can welcome the feeling and let it be exactly as it is. No fixing, no bracing around it, no resistance. Rest in the truth of who you are, this awareness, imperturbable, and so you are safe. Let the sensations do whatever they're going to do. If they grow, if they intensify, okay, you are safe as this beingness. Just be and keep feeling. And really, do nothing. Thoughts can play out in the background like a podcast. Mind movies can play out like mind movies. You don't have to try to switch them off. They can just play out in the space as you perceptually rest as the space around and underneath it all. Just be and just feel. And then you can notice what shifted, even slightly. Maybe the breath lengthened, maybe the shoulders softened, maybe the intensity stayed the same, but the panic about it eased because you saw that which you are, that which is undisturbed by it all. It's one layer of the onion peeling back until the whole contracted energy falls apart. It's a little bit of pressure out of the pressure canister until it rapidly deflates and depressurizes. Because this is the foundation. Be awareness, feel the sensation, welcome fully by resting as your existential safety, your imperturbability, and naturally welcoming and allowing. So don't try to force this. That's just more of an illusory you in resistance. Don't try and negotiate with the thoughts. That's just more of a limited identity that's the same issue to begin with. And just be that innocence, open, being, naturally allowing through non-attachment, non-resistance, full welcoming and allowing. So you're just perceptually resting as this presence of awareness. You relax back from the mind-made story about the fear and rest as this beingness and feel the raw sensation. So notice that strongest sensation. Is it in the chest, the throat, the solar plexus, the gut, or nothing at all? All is okay. You don't need to analyze it. That's just more identity and thinking. Yes, in your day-to-day life, look after the body. Get anything symptomatically checked out if you have true intention. The likelihood is that it's just nervous energy and nothing more. If it helps to step back from the story a little, just give the sensation the simplest label you can. Is it tightness, tension, buzzing, energy, or even just a kind of amorphous cloud of sensation? And then drop even the labels. Allow the sensation to be here in awareness by simply relaxing the attention, directly feeling the sensation without concepts or labels. There's no need to fix it or try to push it away. That's just more doership. Simply be this beingness and feel. And you might notice the mind trying to narrate, right? This means I'm not safe. It's getting worse, or I can't handle this. It's going to overwhelm me. Let that play in the background, like a podcast? Can you just allow that? We're not ignoring the thoughts. We're just not identifying with them. We're not believing that we are the I in the thinking. You are this witness, this space around and underneath it all, the substratum. Another way to say it is there's no separate you here. There's just simply what's apparently happening. And this isn't dissociation or derealization. We're not distanced, zoned out. We're fully present, but also noticing that there's no I that the anxiety is happening to. It's just simply what's present, right? Either way, you remain as this open, aware presence that nothing has ever and can ever and will ever touch. So if you feel yourself, bracing, jaws, shoulders, or belly, you can just drop the bracing. You can just open the posture and rest as the presence, allowing the contraction to come up and out, to drop out, if only a little, if only bit by bit. If the muscles start to twitch, allow it. If parts of the body start to shake, allow it. That can be a natural processing of the parasympathetic nervous system, activation, the release, and the unwinding. Even if there's a spontaneous urge to take a deep breath and just sigh and allow it. If tears want to float, just allow it. It's releasing. Allow it by simply being this allowing that you already are, this awareness, this beingness, simply what is. So the theory is to keep it simple, right? Feel what's here as it is. Don't judge it if it feels like it's hanging around. Don't try to rush it along. Don't believe all the thoughts that say it should have gone by now. This energy will move through in its own time. If the concept of awareness or beingness or just what's apparently happening seemed too abstract at the time, simply just shift from the story to the sensation. It's not a shift that you can make with thinking. It's a shift of attention from what you're thinking to sense perceptions, from why is this happening to what is actually present, and trusting that these are suppressed feelings moving through and releasing. This is the emotional wounds, the traumas healing. It's simple, direct, foundational, and purely innocent. At any moment, in any situation, you can relax back from the feeling and stop doing all that mind-made resistance and perceptually relax and rest as this full view of being. If there is a simple move to make, it's a super duper counterintuitive one. Actually welcome the sensation by being in that spirit of opening and welcoming. It's not something that you do or something that you think about. It's simply feeling and allowing naturally. It's a natural permission for the thoughts and sensations to be exactly as they are. And by simply resting and being, they are naturally allowed to be exactly as they are and do whatever they're going to do. Even if they intensify, you are safe as this formlessness to feel. Imagine your awareness are already naturally like a loving parent, right? A loving guide. What attitude does a loving parent have to their child when they feel fear? Do they tell them to shut up and go away or try to ignore them? No, they allow them to be and feel whilst holding the space, holding the safety. And so it's perhaps opening those sensory gates, perhaps to feelings, to sensations that didn't feel quite safe to feel as a child, but now you are safe to be and feel, which begins and continues the releasing and unwinding and depressurizing process In this context of existential safety and imperturbability, all the contracted feelings eventually, naturally unwind. And there can be a deep healing that happens naturally in the silence. If the mind throws reasons like, it's about money, it's about them, it's about this situation, it's about me, that's okay. Because thoughts can keep talking. They're neither completely true nor untrue. They're relative. Sure, there may be situations playing out in life, but that's all happening on the relative plane, in the movie, in the dream of life. Yet you are this witnessing presence of it all. You are the space as which it all appears. You might feel shape-shifting, pressure to heat, heat to tingling, tingling to open space, or nothing much at all. Stay impersonal, stay direct with reality and experience, with being. If you notice the impulse to push it away or hurry it up, welcome that too. By remaining as being, by naturally allowing the impulses to be here. This way, there's no one here holding on to resistance, there's no attachment, no aversion, and naturally, you rest as the inherent quality of what already is. Every moment of thought, sensation, and form is allowed as awareness already. No technique, no goal, just openness, willingness, the end of seeking, and the beginning of just being and feeling, realizing that you were already here to begin with. You were already home. Within that, there may be physical happenings, sighing, yawning, shaking, trembling, sobbing, or nothing at all. It appears differently and uniquely for everyone, so you don't need to judge it. All you really need is patience, not forcing a breakthrough, but recognizing that this may be the first time that the trapped emotions, the suppressed feelings, have been fully allowed. It doesn't need to come out all at once. It will come out in its own time as you rest as your preferencelessness. Of course, there's an aspect of you that seems to want the anxiety to go away, right? But that aspect can now know that the way it is to leave is to not hope for its departure, but to counterintuitively let it in, resting perceptually as the screen that none of this content can disturb. So you don't force a breakthrough. Being and being in the spirit of welcoming ends that inner tug of war. It ends the fight. It ends the identity that you are one who has anxiety or needs to fight it. Don't believe yourself to be that limited identity. Wake up to who you truly are. Imperturbable awareness. Through nothing abstract or fluffy, no positive thinking, just simply noticing I am present, awake, and aware. So just a brief message to say, a few more slots have opened up for the free one-to-one with me to see if you'd be a good fit for the Awake and Aware program over at speaktoalex.com. More details at the end of the video. So there may be thoughts here that say, I've tried everything. And I myself felt like I tried everything. And I've personally spoke with many who felt the same, but this finally got to the root of it. There may be the thoughts, I don't have the time. I would need to remember to practice this all the time. But the good news is, you don't need time. This awareness that you are is always immediately present. With every situation, it doesn't matter if you're sitting in your room or out at work, you can be and allow the body and mind to move and do its thing. Ultimately, it's not a practice, it's the end of practices. Because you've been practicing for decades, perhaps, listening to the thinking and bracing for years. It's the end of that. It's the softening, either as a one and done deal or in stages, as a gradual dropping out of the thinking identification and bodily contraction. Okay, but what if it gets worse? Well, the thing is, often at the beginning and at the stages along the way, this intensification is the unfreezing. It can feel like it gets more intense before it softens. Often, the most profound releases come right after the thought, oh my God, this is too much. And yet you still just be and feel, and yet you find it rips through like a strong wave, but never touches the edges, like a lightning bolt that never touches the sides, that never harms the sky. It might appear to get super strong, but despite the thought that it might, it never truly overwhelms you. It peaks to extremity and then it subsides. It comes to full fruition and it always eventually collapses. As non-resistance, you cannot feel fear forever. It will always eventually pass and you are safe. Even if the thoughts say, I can't feel anything, great. Start with the pressure points. You can notice sit bones on the chair, palms on the thighs, tongue on the roof of the mouth. This feeling sense is the same feeling sense that science calls the interoceptive sense. As you notice the sensation of yourself sitting on the chair, you can track inwards to sensations in that same somatic field, in that same somatic landscape, and notice those sensations appearing to come from inside the body area. This is true emotional intelligence already brewing, right? You can relax. You can feel intuitively called to breathe gently, slowly, from the belly, from the diaphragm, extending the exhale with around 4 seconds in and about 7 out. And just allowing the breath to slow right down, so softly, so gently, not shallow, just really soft and light. So you don't need to fall into that pitfall of trying to get rid of the fear. You simply drop the fear of the fear by noticing this awareness that you cannot be harmed by the fear, which is simply what? A cluster of morphing thoughts and sensations, not the true reality of you, not the true reality of what is, this beingness. And so this isn't a technique or a practice at its core. In its essence, it's the remembering of who you truly are, of waking up to what truly is. You already are this which is before the body, the mind, the thinking, and the world. So yes, in a way, you must be open to a different way of looking at things. Even if you have believed your whole life you're just a body and a mind in a world, can you be open to the possibility that you are more than that? That what you are or what truly is this consciousness. You or the universe are self-aware. This self-awareness is beingness, is indestructible. It's the substratum, the basis of the whole appearance. Another pitfall is thinking that this is just too abstract, or it's like abstract philosophy, and arguing about the philosophy over it rather than just looking directly at the message and what it's pointing to. It's none of this. It's simplicity, simple, direct noticing. If concepts like awareness or beingness or your true nature seem too abstract or philosophical or woo-woo or religious or spiritual, don't worry, they're none of those things. Just simply step out of thinking. Notice what's apparently happening. Sensations and perceptions appear, and that story is secondary. You can at least admit that, right? To accelerate this intelligently, you can consciously surface the triggers. You can deliberately coax out the feelings to accelerate this depressurizing and releasing. So now you notice that you can just be and feel. You can bring up the specific fears that run like programs in the background, layer by layer, in the context of this existential safety. So choose a time where you'll be in the comfort and safety of your own home, perhaps even just lying on the bed. That's what I like to do. Choose one theme: money, health, work, or business, and consciously imagine the situation that you know in the back of your mind usually spikes you, triggers you. In your imagination, open that banking app. See or read that message, or picture that interview or meeting, or being on stage, or whatever it is. Wait for the corresponding contraction, the sensation, to show up. When the sensation shows up, allow the mental images and story to drift out of you and just feel the raw sensation. Once again, allow them to do what they're going to do. If they seem weak and inactive, you can go back to those mental images or that place in your mind that triggers it a little bit more, coaxing it up and out bit by bit. That's it. You're not looping the drama on repeat. You're just using the imagination like a spade, like a tool, just enough to coax the sensation into view. And then you just simply be and feel in this context of existential safety. If a wave arises, stay as awareness and welcome it. Don't judge it as it changes in quality, as it moves through. Stay aware with curiosity to just look at it like, oh, what are you doing now? What are you doing now? And see what's on the other side. You don't have to do all of this all at once. If you feel overwhelmed, you can stop at any time. But you must ultimately see that this awareness that you are can never truly be overwhelmed. And this will give you the ultimate window of tolerance to feel. But if it feels like it pushes past your window, or you'd simply like a little break, just open your eyes, spot a few things in the room, just simply notice seeing, hearing, feeling, the sensation of yourself on the bed or your feet on the ground. And just try a shorter dose next time, just a few seconds. You can reserve times throughout the day, perhaps in your meditations, in the morning or the evening, to simply sit and lay and be and feel and allow the depressurizing to happen. Expect that some waves dissolve in minutes, others unwind over days or weeks. Over time, you'll notice less reactivity. Certain thoughts and fears don't seem so sticky anymore, and you feel like you bounce back quicker, feeling more resilient and flexible in day-to-day experiences. Thoughts and images may still arise, but there's less and less of a nervous system contraction and reaction to them. They drop away sooner, leaving you resting as the peace of being. So the invitation is not just to let this message in this video just pass you by and allow your attention to drift onto the next thing, but to bring this into your day-to-day life. Really be open to the possibility that this gets to the root of it. And ripping it out from the root shifts everything and your whole life for the better. So if you want help living this day-to-day with one-to-one coaching, weekly group calls, and the Awakening and Embodiment courses, book a free call at speaktoalex.com. And, we'll clarify your challenges, define your goals, and see if this exclusive engagement is the right fit for you. And if it resonates, great, we'll journey together. If not, we'll just have a pleasant chat and you'll still go away with some clarity, right? So that's speaktoalex.com. The link's also in the video description. Perceptually rest as awareness, your true nature. Be, feel, allow, naturally welcome, and allow the transformation, the alchemy, the manifestation to unfold beautifully and harmoniously. See you in the next video. Peace.